Good morning, class. Today, we're going to talk about economic growth and sustainability. We want economic growth because it is an increase in national income, which translates to increased household income. With higher income, we have greater purchasing power and can buy more goods and services. Our material welfare and standard of living thus increase. We can represent this increase in real output with the production possibility curve, aka the PPC. As real output increases, society moves towards a combination closer to the boundary of the PPC. The PPC may also expand outwards. At every level, more goods and services are produced and consumed, increasing our material welfare. But how do we achieve economic growth? Well, we do this
with the linear economy, the greatest money-making machine in the world. Say all the goods we use are made in a factory owned by a firm. You buy the goods from the firm, and once you're done with it, you throw it away. This is where the namesake comes in. The resources flow in a line. Firms employ factors of production from households such as land, labor, and capital to produce goods and services. Households then use their income to buy these goods and services. This constitutes the circular flow of income, and is also the backbone of the linear economy. The linear economy depends on the never-ending consumption of new goods. Take, for example, a handphone. Every year, when you want a new phone, you throw your previous one away and buy a new one. The linear economy provides endless demand, which attracts investments. Furthermore, globalization has increased volumes of trade, resulting in increasing aggregate demand for the goods produced by an economy as well. All this will add up as injections into the circular flow of income, increasing national income.
Wow, you actually explained it really well.
I'm better than you.
Okay. But what for if all these were not sustainable?
What is sustainability? Can I eat?
No, the linear economy has a huge flaw. It demands a continuous extraction of Earth's resources, possibly at an unsustainable rate. The Economic Forum estimates that US 2.6 trillion value of the global consumer goods are lost irrecoverably each year due to this wasteful model. Furthermore, coal-burning power plants and metal ore refineries have engulfed the Earth's atmosphere in pollutive gases, resulting in global warming. More than 3 million people die from outdoor air pollution a year, with the number expected to double by 2050, all without compensation. This is called negative externalities in production and can be seen in the diagram where the MSC curve lies above the MPC curve, with the divergence equal to the MEC. This overutilization of resources hits common resources the most. These are resources that exhibit the feature of non-excludability
And rivalry.
For example, the forest in Indonesia spans such a large amount of area, economically impossible to market the good and impossible to sign property rights. This makes it much more susceptible to overutilization as companies exploit these shared resources without considering future needs. This causes negative externalities such as the haze plaguing Southeast Asia. The overutilization of resources in the present time period leaves lesser resources available for future generations, which brings out another problem: inefficient intertemporal allocation of resources.
Into what?
It's basically saying that we use so much resources today, we end up not having enough for tomorrow. Supplies of depletable resources are fixed and finite. Production of one unit today precludes future production of the unit. Therefore, production decisions today must take foregone future net benefits into account.
Who cares about the future? We just need profits now.
You remember how I mentioned economic growth is characterized by the PPC expanding outwards?
Yeah?
Well, if we keep this up, we will eventually run out of resources, and the PPC is going to start shifting inwards. Lesser goods and services are produced, stifling economic growth, which means your profits are going to go down.
But that's in the future. I'm not going to live that long.
Well, actually, there's an emerging business model that can provide both profits and sustainability: the circular economy. The concept refers to initiatives to restructure manufacturing and product design in a way that the materials used are returned to the value chains. Product lifespans are extended through repair and refurbishment, and consumption is reframed in terms of temporary services rather than permanent ownership. The circular economy is expected to add as much as US 6 trillion into global economic growth by 2030. Plus, there will be better management of natural resources, which will help save costs and allow businesses to reduce their operational expenditure. Most importantly, it forces the society to scrutinize the use and disposal of products and the needs of customers at a more granular level. By doing so, we create a circular input model, which involves materials that can be recycled or are biodegradable, organizations that can offer repair, upgrading and refurbishing services for customers, and a sharing platform model which allows users to share goods and services.
In fact, in Singapore, we have some businesses already adopting circular economy models. They mainly involve sharing economies, which is a subset of the circular economy. However, most of these can be summed up with the 3 R's we know and love: reduce, reuse, recycle. But we aren't doing enough. Other countries in the EU are doing much better in the aspect of 3 R's, like the Scandinavian countries. In addition, unlike the experiences of our EU counterparts, Singapore is completely missing the 4th R, which is one of the keystones in the shift to a circular economy: redesign. We need to change the way we make our existing products and business models such that they don't rely on the constant disposing of goods, reducing the waste generated, and more importantly, the loss of finite non-renewable resources, which threatens environmental sustainability. Given how the circular economy is potentially going to disrupt current business models, it will take a while for all societies to adapt and internalize all the necessary practices. In the meantime, it will help if economies can better define all property rights and impose taxes on all economic activities that generate negative externality to move towards a global economy that enables environmental sustainability.